Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, marhaba, assalamu alaikum. You know who I am. I'm Yasser.
And a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you're at. And this is Zadar Khan, Ghazanfar Khan. And all together, we welcome you to the
Geeky
Geeky
Nomad.
Nomad.
Well,
We should have
firstly,
some kind of a theme running in the background. Like,
I know.
ta-da.
I actually, yeah, I need to work on that. I mean, if you remember, well, I know you guys are all hearing this chatter because I actually shared Khan a few snippets of audio. At least I tried to. I used AI to generate just to keep it a little bit of tech upbeat, but also Middle Eastern and everything. But yeah, but on to more serious things. So I know we have. How many months has it been?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I know we were supposed to have our new season up, but as you know, what's been happening since February 28th in the Middle East, and it's been stretching on and off and all. Khan's been there. At least a few things is that I started grad school and I'm done with my first semester, which turned out to be way better than expected. And Khan, well, I'll let Khan dive into how he's navigated the challenges.
Well, firstly, I want to welcome all our listeners back to Geeky Nomads. If you've been wondering where we went, we're here. We've just been so absorbed in our lives with everything happening, just living through history like the rest of you. So we thought it's been a while. As you can see me, not in my regular background of things or wearing something else, but just we're kicking off the new season. And we figured there's no better way to come back than to talk about what happened. And that is, as everyone possibly knows, what's happening in the Middle East. Uh, we lived through it. You hear about it, you read out the news, but I have lived through it for a period of as long as it was 30, 35 days. And looking
One
at
month.
about a month, yeah, about a month. From the day it started, loud booms, missiles falling everywhere, places going on fire. The new introduction to us was the national alert on the phones. So regardless where you were in the town, as soon as you hear it, it's not just your phone going off, it's everyone in the country going off. So it was very interesting to hear the noise. And it kind of gave some kind of anxiety when it stopped. As honestly, I kind of miss the alert noise. It became quite a meme for many. But yeah, personally and even business wise, working for the airline, never easy. We suddenly had to just cut off our full on network, no flights for about a week, 10 days, then look at options on how we can start flights, where we can fly, how safely we can fly, win back customers' trust. And here we are. I haven't been out of the country for nearly 3 months, which is never the case, in my case at least. So, yeah, here we are.
And just to give you people a lot of context, it's like, we've been out and then like how Khan mentioned, it's sort of like, how mothers, when they hear their babies crying at them, but then everything goes silent. That's when they're like, oh goodness, with all the, with all the alerts going off or not happening. So it's like, back to normal. It's like, wait, I missed the alerts. I bet it was like a change to when it's like, no alerts. So it's like something's wrong. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, we can say the haters was due to the geopolitical issue. But apart from that, there's a lot of, even though that happening, there's a lot of tech happening.
Mhm.
And I think this is the best time for us to come back and kick off with it.
Yeah, I mean, if we also just looked at the region, there was so much news coming out, especially on the data centers, like especially Microsoft's Azure, Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services. And just for the readers to know, you'll be surprised to hear like most of these cloud providers do power a lot of the big brands, not globally but even regionally, like
Completely.
Angami. Angami is powered also by AWS. They use it for I think a lot of the recommendation stuff. Kareem for the ride users. Uber I think uses Google Cloud or AWS. I think you use a mix of them. So Of course, you've seen the news, the data centers, they talked about it and everything, but they've easily managed and navigated that challenge so at least people can still use those services. But it shows resilience.
It does. And I think it was March 1st when the drone strikes on the three AWS facilities in both in Dubai, in UAE, and Bahrain. It happened, and I think it was the first round of escalations from the other side to attack. And not only, I think there were about 60 AWS online services that were disrupted, and everyone was relying on it. As you will much very well know, how
Even
the Middle
banks.
East, even banks, yeah, Middle East governments have been relying on two services or three services. Let's say one is the Microsoft Azure, where majority of the government entities are utilizing it, especially in Qatar, followed by AWS, where majority of the private industry is maximizing on it. So any sort of disruption definitely caused a huge downshift towards services, towards networks. I remember many platforms putting out like, sorry, we're unable for services, we cannot help you today. And I think it went on about for a week or so. I think
Mm.
then that again, tech not just does that, but also they were able to fix things that come back up online in a very short time.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, it just shows, there are people who really depend on those services, even not just the big brands like banks and all, even startups and all, who probably lease that resources to help get their businesses up and running. But it's good of them, but still, it also shows that they're even after things have sort of calmed down, they're doubling down on, further investing in the region.
Very much. I think the one of the best angles we can look at is the UAE's target angle.
Mm,
I think it was
yes.
announced during Trump's tour last year in May, where they planned a 5 gigawatt AI campus in Abu Dhabi that had all the momentum of the Gulf being the global
It
AI
was the
hub
first one in
suddenly.
the region,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, they did talk about, oh, they'll strike it, but literally, they were supposed to go online this summer with around 200 megawatts when I saw that announcement. But I'm guessing that's sort of been slightly deferred. Who knows?
I think recently even Saudi was pulling off of many. I think it was mainly for consulting agencies like PwC
Yeah,
and BCG, where the contracts were being pulled, so they can focus some money on. I have nothing against consulting agencies, but it's a huge investment, and that
I
is
mean, they
something
just
that
focused
which you
anything
can
that's running existing wise, just finish those off.
any small like let's say you hire 10 consultants that you can charge any amount of money. They do bring value, that's for sure, but this is where companies, I think, across the globe needs to invest in people of the talent they hire in the company, so maybe they can offer better services internally itself rather than go out.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it is. It's been a challenging thing for them to navigate it, but I guess uh, it's like they say, it's like they say, it's so easy to break someone's trust, but it's so much more difficult to earn and regain it. So I think, if anything, there's gonna be a big demand of, I think, rebuilding all that's what's been established in the region, just to back to what it was.
I think the same. This is the trust I think which Microsoft is trying to still put in the Middle Eastern market, where they pledged 15 billion in UAE investments. Same
Yeah,
thing with Google Cloud and the Saudi PIF, about 10 billion for a joint AI hub. Oracle also something around 1.5 or 2 billion in the Saudi cloud
Qualcomm as well.
infrastructure. Qualcomm, yeah. So all of these bets, they kind of have a geopolitical interjection somewhere, but there's still that are happening, but
Mm,
in a way at a very slow pace.
yeah, I mean, well, you know, we can pray right now. I think it's just a road to recovery back to how it was before, and then it's just like smooth sailing from there. So I don't want to say cross my fingers or anything, but I'm praying. Now things are smooth sailing, and people can go back to focusing on what's more important rather than uh, I would say cowering or taking cover and seeing how to survive an onslaught.
And I think anything we go on from here, just be like, where, where does it get personal? Where does all this investment come out? Who benefits from it?
Mm.
And how much would governments still keep to or think about, okay, we need to continue doing this way of doing investments that we previously did and made sense with the angel investors or whatever you want to call it. Because the Web Summit this year in Qatar, I felt it was a bit dull. It was
Really?
just, it's very quiet. Because it was just on I think it was 2 weeks before the 2 weeks started. So
Wait,
people
before
were
Ramadan, basically.
before Ramadan, yeah, people were uncertain about like, okay, should I make the trip to Doha? It's going to be safe. I just didn't feel the energy that was there in the first two, three versions compared to the one this year.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I mean, I think by next year they need to be announcing whether the event is going to stay in Qatar because it's going to be the fourth year of the 5-year partnership. So they're going to have to probably, I'm guessing they're in early discussions already, and I think they'll use next year's event to basically announce that yes, Web Summit Qatar is going to continue on for the next 5 years or so.
I think by the look of how Web Summit Qatar or Qatar itself and Invest Qatar or the other Web Summits their presence in those markets in Lisbon, in Vancouver, in Brazil has been very high. So taking that into consideration, I feel they will possibly still continue for a few more years, or maybe ready for another 5 years, because given the current situation, the Middle East is longing for tourism.
Yeah.
Hotel rates in Dubai, like you want to stay in Burj Al Arab or any five-star hotels, the rates are slashed by 50%. It's
Wow.
that bad.
You know, I bet Atlantis is even cheaper now.
I'm sure.
Well, well, that's, I mean, I guess that's, we don't want to keep it all somber, but you know, there's always hope and we know things will move back onto it. Something more random, at least on the next up, is, you know, for the gamers out there, I know people love playing Fortnite, but if you're on the App Store, you probably have seen, and I actually saw it, is it's back on the App Store, whether you're on iPhone or iPad. So I was like, this is before the whole, I don't know, the whole court kerfuffle and everything. Because I know it's on Windows, it's not on Mac OS, but people at least play a lot of it on mobile. Android users could just side load it and download it. But I was like, huh, I didn't believe it. I first thought Fortnite actually showed up on my iPhone.
Yeah, and I think didn't Saudi just had a gamers championship,
Oh, the eSports World Cup. Oh yeah.
the
So
esports World
that's
Cup? Yeah,
so this year they're actually moving it to Paris. Emmanuel Macron even put out a thank you tweet from his X account.
to take that.
I don't know. I mean, I saw it as like I think they thank you Saudi for trusting us for hosting this. I mean, the esports World Cup. I think those guys really realized they didn't know how the situation is going to be because it's an annual tradition. They do it, but I was like, I'm guessing they made the choice of hosting it in Paris. Given, you know, I think it's become a much more open hub and it's much more geographically convenient for so many players to reach there.
Yeah, I think
But they'll be back in Saudi next year.
see, this is where I feel you talk about investments, you talk about how people feel about it, how people trust countries, nations, people, companies. This is where you have to draw the line, because now you look Saudi, they have World Cup coming. They have so many other things coming. So I feel it's there, but it just needs a little bit polishing. And it's an exposure not just for the country, for the whole region.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, I mean, it's a long-term plan, but at the same time, it's basically going to be like, you know, I mean, just for this one-off thing, but potentially, I think it also becomes something viable for them to say that, okay, we're gonna, if this works out, maybe we might on-off at times take the esports World Cup to different countries, you know, where the community is thriving and just, you know, help drive the awareness for it. But eventually, I know they want to pivot everyone towards Saudi Arabia itself,
Towards
as
Saudi.
they're the ones who started it.
I think you forgot something on the Fortnite version, the app that came out on March 19th. The new version, I think, it includes like a 20% cashback for purchase that you make, like on Apple. This is what it kept pushing me on my iPhone. Like, hey, okay, get
Oh,
it,
as
get
for
it,
the
get it.
V-Bucks, I think it's for the V-Bucks in-game currency to use. You buy in-app purchases and everything and all. I know that's why I was like, I think it's because of that. Because you know they capitalize on microtransactions just to get people to buy emotes and skins and everything. Right now, I think they've got so many crossovers running. They've just for the gamers. Something you'll know also is that Fortnite actually has servers in the MENA region powered by AWS. So I'm guessing they were probably impacted as well, and they probably had to connect to servers in Europe and all.
Yeah, I mean, like, I remember Spotify, it kept buffering.
Really?
Yeah, Spotify was buffering. What do you call it? Kareem drivers could not connect to the app or could not, like, reach the locations. I think even to date, there is a lot of GPS jamming that is going on.
Yes, I've been seeing
So
that people at least are seeing what the hell. Why the hell is it showing me it's in this place, but not accurately? I'm here on maps.
it shows me as Doha, not so much nowadays, but UAE still, like, people driving the car, it suddenly shows them the middle of the ocean near Strait of Hormuz. And like, that's not the place where you want to be right now.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, what? I'm not there. Like, yeah, and I definitely don't want to be anywhere near that place.
But yeah, it is what it is. There is so much one
But
can do.
also, I wanna a little bit of tangent. Something people also don't know is that at least during that 1 month period, uh, as people know, like Starlink residential is available in Qatar and few countries, and I know they also launched it in Kuwait in the middle of that. But UAE, they didn't make an official announcement, but apparently people could still somehow order it.
Really?
Yeah,
Only in UAE?
like they could order it, but they didn't make like Starlink didn't officially announce it on their account. They announced it for Kuwait, but for UAE, some people at least saw it show up, and Wired magazine covered it that
No,
Starlink's
because
residential, not
I
the
remember
airline
my
Emirates flight.
just wait, let me see who's the my on LinkedIn. I remember I told you I messaged someone
Yeah,
to reach out Starlink. Well, just speaking of that, this recording is possible because of Starlink.
yes,
If you can see in my main camera, I'm
he's
yes,
in the Q suite.
I'm in.
Yes, and in his Formula One pajamas. He just missed the Canadian Grand Prix.
I was just watching it on my on Starlink. I'm enjoying my uh, lovely meats. Sorry, this is for the other camera. Have a photo. Why you want to go too far? Why you want to go too far? I was enjoying my Formula One Grand Prix on my phone in my Q suite with my plane. Like, look, look. And if you don't know, we are not too far from.
Aha. We're like, what? It's about only a few weeks or so until kickoff to the FIFA World Cup 2026 in USA, Canada, and Mexico. Yep.
Yes, and I will be attending some matches. I'm
I'm
looking
actually,
forward
I,
to attend a few matches.
I'm actually attending a few. I'm actually going to be watching some here in Dallas and in Houston. I mean, it's a drive, so it's a nice scenic drive for me here, as such. Oh, and now that since Khan mentioned it, uh, for all the sports fans, so I don't know if you're aware, but Apple released this sports app in select countries, and just few weeks ago, or more than a week ago, they released the app worldwide to all the markets, including the Middle East region. So if you follow La Liga, Serie A, or La Ligue, and Formula One as well, uh, it will give you live updates as you follow the sport, even Wimbledon and golf. And they've just updated to also include the World Cup. So you can also see, like, how you've seen in the print or images where they show the brackets as they all culminate towards the center who are the finalists. So it even gives you a view of that for all the countries from the groups. So that's there. So that should be easy for you. And the other good thing is that if you're an iPhone user and you have an Apple Watch, it'll even give you subtle live updates. Like, oh, a goal is scored. Like I know for Formula One, I was getting updates on the app itself. It's like showing, oh, Kimi Antonelli just moved up to the first position, small on the dynamic island, and even on my Apple Watch as well.
Institutions like Formula One or sporting industries, but it's entertainment at the end of the day, right? You have to explore the ways of how far you can take it. It's no more about just showcasing a game on the TV screen. We
Yeah,
have moved away from the TV screen a long time. More about how you are able to follow on connected devices. So I think that's why if you get the in the US now, Formula One TV or Formula One in US is streamed on Apple TV,
exactly. I
and
actually
if you
have that
got Apple Pro, there
Vision
are
Pro.
third-party apps that are developing, so you get a preview, live preview, like on your dining table. You can watch the race going on. So it is that lovely. Just before we go too far, my second camera can show you where we are. See, Yasser there. That's the
Hello.
setup.
Yee.
That's a lovely 350 1000. Just
Oh,
switch you
you're in a
from
350
screen.
1000. Okay. Yes, Khan's giving us a nice tour. If you've seen the previous episodes, Khan was always in the center when he was in the Q suite, but this time he was like, finally, he got a window.
And I always do take when I always ask for a specific window seat. So I'm kind of like next to the window, let's say, mainly because the closer to the window is either on the other side of the aisle, on left side of the aircraft. It's called it's alpha, one alpha, three alpha, five alpha. Alpha is A, and on the other side it is 1K, 2K, 3K. So when you come first, it didn't sit in the aircraft. On the screen, it says the seat number. So I prefer these because if it is one alpha, I can say one A, then I just use a specific text on my Insta story and I say Ace Pilot Khan. If it is K, then I just say what Khan. So
Yeah.
everyone just was like, Khan, how come Qatar Airways personalizes the seats TV screen for you? And I'm like, wow, when you work, you make things happen.
The wonders will never cease, people.
I think I picked this up from Alex Macheras because he used to do this. So one A, so he used to do one Alex.
Yeah.
So it works for me also. So if your name starts with A or K or C and D, in that case, or F and G, you can benefit from it for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course. And it's also courtesy of Khan's flying perks. He gets to go around as such. That's how we're able to do. I just remember, I'm just doing a count. I think this is the fourth time we're recording up in the air.
I do think this is our fourth episode for sure.
And a good way to open the season, anyways.
The first one we did was the first time on Starlink.
Yeah.
Second time we did,
With
we just did it.
Shashank.
Third time we did with Shashank.
Yeah.
And this is the fourth one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's we're keeping a tally. So at least it's like yes, and at least and then if people have seen the final episodes, you probably can't even hear any of the cabin noise because of course we have an amazing shameless plug. We just love this brand, and we've seen so many podcasts using this brand. As such.
I'm very thankful to Yasser who gifted me this. Well, this was his way of saying like, okay, now you've done, we talked enough, just giddy up and start talking to the mic.
Yeah, and plus, we have to up our ante. I mean, we have a niche focus we can continuing it on. But you know what? If we were to now, when I at least looking at least on what else has happened, did you get to watch the Google I/O keynote?
No, I did not. My
I
last 2 months have been just work.
Yeah, it was just only a few weeks ago. I was trying to catch up on so many things they've basically announced, and I was like watching. Yeah, Gemini is in everywhere, such. And speaking of that, you guys will be wondering actually. So Google's Gemini is actually the official partner for the Moroccan national team and the Iraqi national team. And I was like, wow, that's a big bold move. I think Morocco. I know is competing in the World Cup.
Morocco
This year.
is Egypt. I'm not sure, but just imagine it's going to be so easy for them. Like, hey Gemini, create a plan for the next game, how to reach the World Cup finals.
Here's all our previous matches, details and everything. Now start help to plan us out. Oh, we need a nice visual showing Hakimi actually about to take the most impossible goal.
I hope they get the Gemini Enterprise version
Oh, I'm sure
not
they.
just
I'm sure that. I mean, their partner. I'm
the
sure they.
normal.
I'm sure that's handled especially for them. I mean, even the Iraqi national team, as well, at least for their match, for all their games. I mean, it'll make probably their life easier when it comes to creating visuals for social and all. And but it is. I mean, it is fun just to see how we've. It'll be four. I don't know. I know it'll only be. We're still months off, but I mean, in November will basically be 4 months ever since OpenAI launched ChatGPT and just set off this entire marathon
I
for AI. But Google's been relentless in pursuing and pushing things. I mean, they just got the new model out for everyone. And funny thing is, I know. So I don't know if you've done this, Khan, but I decided to use AI mode to ask it to search for me, and it gave me good number of results. And of course, my results showed up on the AI mode search. So I was like the first one, first block.
how's that?
Well, because
How's that?
the way I think I don't know. I think it's leveraged off of SEO a bit, but there were so many Yasser Masood. It showed Yasser Masood, tech blogger and a podcaster who used to live in Qatar, Middle East, and now is in Dallas. And I was like, oh wow, okay, that's good. I would encourage you to do the same for your name as well. Or why don't you just type it and just see what it shows you, like
In
using
Gemini?
AI mode. No, not just Gemini,
Google.
using the AI search mode, like in Google itself.
Let's try. Let's type my name.
Yeah, tell it like ask it a question. Tell me everything about Ghazan Farullah Khan.
Tell me everything. Oops, what if it finds my darkest secrets?
Because I did it for my name, and it just there are a few prominent professionals, and of course I show up in number one. Yasin was too, digital marketer, tech blogger, and a podcaster. And I was like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna
I'm gonna read out mine. It says Kazan Farla Khan, widely known as Ace Pilot Khan, is a multi-faceted digital strategist, aviation enthusiast, and media personality who are a personality based in Qatar. He is recognized for his long tenure at Qatar Airways and his role as a prominent voice in the regional and tech digital space. That's interesting that it thinks I am. It gives me a role of a philanthropist.
philanthropist.
Yeah, like outside his corporate role, he is actively involved in philanthropy and social causes, the particular focus on child education, mental health, and women empowerment, which I do. Maybe I should start writing a book soon.
You never know. I mean, you never
It's
know as
asking
such.
digital presence. Would you like to know more about his latest podcast episodes? Well, this was the one, or his work on major events like FIFA World Cup.
See, I told you. It's of course it even shows you from what links it's sourcing that data to at least show how it has come to that conclusion as well. For me, it pulls up the let's see, like for me, it pulls up my LinkedIn and even my Facebook page as well, and even my tech blog and in my portfolio links. So I was like, wow, okay, so it's evolving. I mean, it's a showcase of how uh, search is apparently, well, and that's another thing that Google announced that they're revamping search to be more AI powered as such. But here's the funny thing: some people have found a way to break it. Like if they type the word disregard,
Mm-hmm. It disregards.
so yeah, just instead of giving a definition of the word, it's like okay, I will reset everything. And I was like, wow, I think some people have just found how to break that. It's just recent.
So I think this is the thing with technology, right? When anything comes out, you just need a way to break it.
Yeah, I just had to figure out how to. It's like how Windows used to have that. Do you remember when Windows had this program perform an illegal operation and it will be shut down?
Those were the days.
Those were the days, I know. But now
Those were the days.
they've evolved. Windows has evolved that. But it shows you, AI mode as a search is people will naturally talk about not like, okay, I want you to tell me everything about this, or give me some more info on this as such. And it's going to, you know, come back, uh, give you those natural language results. And another quick stat is that so at IO they announced that 1 billion people have been actively using the AI mode in Google search. So I guess people's search habits have been evolving.
I think the search app got like the biggest upgrade in I don't know 25 years.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
exactly what they announced at Google I/O, which is why, and that's basically they're infusing a lot of what Gemini is the foundation for it. Like you can imagine, it's a big leap. Honestly, I would say
yeah,
I think people
yeah.
are changing the way how they search.
Gemini before Anthropic came out with the new version. I think Gemini 3.5 Flash was like the frontier intelligence model built for speed compared to the 3.1 version. And even the what's now Sonnet 4.5
Yeah,
on 4.6 on Cloud AI. I mean,
I did.
I love Anthropic. It's crazy.
I
And
actually love actually yeah, I actually love Anthropic what they've done as well, because apparently people have been using it on technical wise, especially when it comes to code, like via Claude. And now they've recently expanded more to getting into things like on the design and at least productivity stuff. So they are evolving and expanding beyond that. So it's good competition when it comes to the different AI agents between Gemini, Claude, like from
yeah, no,
Google, Anthropic, and even OpenAI as well. I mean, sadly, with OpenAI, they shut down Sora.
sorry, yes.
I was like, so I guess I was like, I remember they launched like in November, December last year, and after just a couple of months, they decided they're gonna pull the plug on it. Disney even pulled the funding because they had a partnership
Funding it.
so that
Yeah, with
people
Anthropic.
could generate licensed works of maybe more like Disney's intellectual property, but that's gone as well. So I was like, well, I guess OpenAI felt that they couldn't spread themselves so thin, so they decided to focus more on what help make the model stronger and better, because I'm sure that Google's been really breathing down their necks. But
Indeed.
yeah, so
And even like Gemini, what's that? Omni Flash?
yeah, I think it was an slightly older model.
With the Google Flow and YouTube Show. It came out at the same time,
Yeah,
and it was. I think it was doing all right, but it came out at the same time as this.
yeah, I think yeah, I can't remember the specific, but yeah, but the good thing is Google's trying to unify and roll out their models across the entire board of their different products. So at least everyone's like, yes, you get the best, latest and the best, so it works harmoniously and everything. And speaking also of that is, I'm sure people know that Google also sells subscriptions with higher capacity tiers and higher level thinking for using their models. Uh, they also announced that they're revamping the Ultra model slightly. So they have apparently two tiers. So they're apparently going to lower the price of the highest tier down. And even though they give you like massive amounts of storage and more capacity for queries and at least as such, and they're sort of changing how the tokens or credits usages are being done. So they're evaluating how complex your query is and everything. And another good, interesting thing is that, so YouTube Premium. So they've bundled that with, I think it was the Ultra one, but they also have YouTube Premium Lite, which is a lower cost version of the main YouTube Premium, but you get some features from the main premium in the light version, but you'll have some advertising. So not all like the free uh, YouTube viewers as such. So you'll have some ads, but it's only available in certain MENA countries from what I saw, because that's being bundled into one of the Google AI plans. So they're like, yeah, storage, you have this. Oh, and you'll get YouTube Premium Lite with it. So you can enjoy as such.
I think this is where the call it synth ID and
Yes,
content verification, content
C2P.
credential, where
Yeah.
CDR came in with like search and Chrome, and then this is where uh, when you're looking for something that looks like that has come out from your camera, but it's actually AI.
Mm.
And this is
Yeah.
where all the videos on YouTube now that are coming up, shorts or anything, any educational stuff,
Remixing it, exactly.
remixing it, and this is going crazy.
Yeah, and speaking of what you mentioned, I know they even announced expanding more partners using Synth ID and integrating C2P, because I know they've announced something also with I think they announced partnerships with Nvidia and all to come on as big technology partners to
Yes,
help embrace the standard.
alongside for AI transparency and stuff like that. I think
Yeah,
it was OpenAI, Kakao, and Level Labs. They are
yes,
these three are adapting to Synth ID.
exactly. And plus they're even adapting the C2P, which I know Adobe is the one who started that thing, and that's baked into a lot of what they have in their apps as well. So I mean, it's good. So at least people can start. It's like it's non-breakable. It's binding, and people can start tracing and seeing what edits the source. I mean, it's a good thing to see it's being integrated, especially across workflows, to show that this is AI generated or it had uses some elements of AI.
That were interesting at Google I/O. Not sure if you remember, they talked about the anti-gravity 2.0
Oh, for the app
for the
developers and
app
all,
developers, yeah, and
agentic
yeah,
AI.
new Flash
You can
version,
actually, when you're speaking of that, they actually mentioned Google AI Studio, so you could vibe code your app.
co-op code, yeah. And now, like how everyone's been using Canva or for things, other document-based stuff. Google is trying to bring everything into one single infrastructure. So there's something as Google Slides now. I'm not sure if you used it. It's so amazing. It is got great Gemini support to it also. So if you have the right prompting, your presentations are much more easy to make.
Yeah, I think people are going to be wanting to learn how to master prompting an AI agent. So many are doing it, but I guess it also comes down to how every single AI model, whether it comes from Copilot to OpenAI's ChatGPT to Anthropic's Claude, Sonnet, and Google's Gemini, it's I actually had to do a course in my grad school for that. So literally, I was trying to compare and contrast the same prompt and seeing how results come out differently for them. There were similarities in some part, but others there were small differences. So I was like, I guess, but it also comes out like, okay, I'm gonna manually check these results also on my own based on the source links they've cited. Most of them almost cited the same source links. Some cited more prominent ones, and some were like, oh, these are established and well known. Okay, it's like saying like, I cited CNN for this one, but then this one went to BBC. So I was like,
BBC.
okay, so it comes down to how they are, because there's no, how the USB connector is a physical standard. I'm guessing we don't have one when it comes to AI yet, because almost everyone's trying to see if they can lead and then become the benchmark standard.
They do, and the only way forward is how capable you can be
Yeah.
with the tools at your hand. That's why when Sonnet 4.4 or Sonnet 4 came out, there was a huge disruptions in the US trading markets because it could tell you the cheat codes for trading, for tax evasion and whatnot. And this is a model which is learning, like, not compared to Chat GPT 5.0 whatever. This model is way different, way different ahead of its time. And when you give it the right command, the stuff it puts out is classic.
Trust but verify. That's one thing I follow. I was like, yeah, we were like, wow, this looks great. You would see like, wow, it's like something I would write, but at the same time, I'd be like, let's just make sure it makes factual sense.
Yeah, I think we should do next episode. Get all our topics that we're going to talk about. Create a prompt, bring it to about, and ask you to provide like an hour, 45-minute episode with talking points, and we
Oh
just
boy.
read it. We just read it and see how it is.
I wonder how good that will be. I'll be like, okay, it's not a good thing. I think I'm in a better position because I've got educational access, so literally I don't have to pay anything for it. But
It's not that expensive. It's like $80 a year.
yeah, but I've got free access. I think I've got what you pay for Pro, but for free because I've got a student ID, so I can probably try it. I'll give it a try actually, because I have access to both Copilot and I think Gemini. I have to check and see because they just ask you to confirm your student enrollment.
And I think that's a lovely first episode. What did we miss? Oh, we missed the something in.
Yes. Oh, hint. Khan, why don't you let your hand modeling skills? Okay. Yeah, I've got an Apple Watch. Okay. So something we've been noticing, and even Khan's seen this as well. Like Khan was actually there when this also happened. Is in the space of health tech, you guys all know Fitbit. Google bought them out more than a year ago, and I know right now they've just merged into Google Health, and they've announced this new product called the Fitbit Air, which people are saying is the Whoop killer. So I'm guessing people know Whoop. It's a paid subscription based
Modern.
wearable service and hardware. You pay it annually, and it tracks apparently a lot of your health data points as well, and biomarkers to the point that you can pair your actual health data, and it assesses and sees how and what things you need to do. And since October last year, they've made a big push into the Middle East region, and I think I'll let Khan start off the very first one.
I think, just for in general, for health and fitness tracking crowd, because we have a lot of that in our region in the Middle East, and we know there's a lot of you who are whoop or whoopies, I would call it, and this whoop has been making moves, and like it's been deepening its presence and across UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. It's already available in all majority of the Virgin mega stores in the region in UAE. I
Just
think
to
even
highlight, it's actually when I went to the support page, they're only available in 5 countries in the GCC except
yeah,
Oman.
except on one day. And I'm like, you can still buy it and use it. Doesn't need, it won't have your tracking data, but you can still buy it from somewhere and you make use of it.
Yeah.
I love the Mavic have a Whoop 5.5G, which go with an ECG tracker. So even the iPhone doesn't have active, or the Apple Watch doesn't have it active in the Middle East region yet, but Whoop does. So that's really beneficial. But the you know, many people, as you said, like Google launching now the Fitbit Air, everyone sees this as like your, sleep and strain or cost referencing your blood markers to give you a personalized recovery health guidance through the coach, the Whoop coach, as you call it. The
Yeah.
biggest issue is, yes, it's a tool to help you guide to become better in a way. It's not a tool that is like when it talks about recovery. I feel better on the day where it says I have not recovered enough, which doesn't make sense at all.
What's your
And
Whoop age?
yeah, let's not go there.
Oh, I can presume it means you're older.
Yeah, I'm like I've been using Whoop for about 120 days now. Um, my Whoop age is about, it shows I am 7 years older than my current age. I don't know what to say.
Well, but that will give you more. They'll probably be tailoring and optimizing that to make it even better and more accurate. Because I mean, first thing is, Whoop is actually opening at the performance labs in Qatar.
They are, but I think they already have one in what they call the advanced lab in UAE. They opened in February this year, which is kind of has like a diagnostic. They have Unilabs as their partner,
Yeah, so
so
you
which allows
basically
the
home. Yeah, exactly. I'll let.
yeah. So you give like a blood test. They actually I have signed up for the Qatar one. They did get in touch last month saying once they're fully active, they'll reach out. So they do like a 65 biomarker panel for your blood test that feeds directly into the app, and it tells you how you're feeling that time when the blood was taken. It was a bit on the expensive side. I think in UAE it's about 700
Yeah,
something dirhams.
it's the same
If I'm
price
not
as they have in the US. They just
the
converted
US,
almost
yeah.
that.
Okay, I think it's 733 dirhams in UAE. But hey, first time I met Whoop and the Whoop's team, Web Summit, the second year, the first year at the Web Summit Qatar, they were there. And since their presence in the region, they have raised about $500 million in the Series
Yeah,
G round.
the recent funding. I mean, of course, who do they have backing them? Cristiano Ronaldo.
A lot of like even the Amir of Qatar wears it, and you know what happens when the Amir wears or has something on, everyone
It's
rushes to
a
buy
it's a
one.
fashion statement.
Big on fashion statement.
I mean, not just that. I mean, it's the how LeBron James and I know there was even a UAE based influencer who's also part of the backing, Karen Wazan Bekhazi, as well. So it's like, so I mean, they have like I mean, I saw their public statement that they have like a 2.5 million paid subscribers. That's fantastic for a paid only product. But they give so much. You pay once a year and you depending on whichever hardware model device you want and all, and then you get data according to that. And if they also add, they when they take the whole biolab advanced labs concept from also UAE and around the region, I think it'll be great. So people will be like, because I've seen so many news articles. I remember vividly, I think this was many years ago, when the New York Times covered the most obese country in the world is actually in the Middle East.
It is. I think as of Qatar, 1 in 2 persons is under the obese category.
Yeah, I know. It's health and fitness is becoming a very big thing. I mean, come on, Qatar has National Sports Day, and Dubai does the Dubai Fitness Challenge. But here's another thing. In Saudi, what they've also done is they signed an strategic partnership slash integration with one of the digital national health providers, which is under PIF, so that
Yeah.
all your medical data will still sit alongside your Whoop
That's
data.
right.
So it's like you go to your doctor's checkup and everything finished. I was like, that's fantastic. I mean, if they're doing it in Saudi, I'm guessing they still have to figure out what the regulatory hurdles are for, for Qatar, UAE, and Kuwait and Bahrain.
I mean, if you take where we stand with 2.5 million members globally,
Yeah.
and I think from 25, 26, that about 100 and 103% growth in terms of people purchasing, and with the fitness regime being at the highest, where people are taking very seriously now, given the current generation, or even
Yeah.
us, millennials, centennials, and the Gen Z. I think the gym culture increasing, the Whoop's arrival is just very well timed, unlike other brands or tech companies which have tried to make themselves just drop in the region.
And speaking of that, I think it's also going to be a big thing for both Apple and Google, because I know Google's Fitbit Air is like $99, and you get a standard version of their Google Health, which is basically the Fitbit app that syncs it, and then they tacked on a $80 subscription each year. So it's
Yeah.
like the value proposition is like, okay, that's what they're saying is the Whoop killer. I mean, the thing is, Apple has brought a good number of features, especially to the region. Like you have the EKG monitor, and then it monitors your heart rate and then oxygen. They're apparently working. This is going a little bit beyond. Is apparently they're working on a non-invasive way to measure blood glucose, which is
Sounds interesting, but like it's the same way as saying, "Oh, without tasting the food, or this doesn't have salt." I'm like,
I know. I mean, we'll see. Technology has been evolving so much. It also comes down to how well they can uh, come up with the hardware. I probably can be matching exactly what you would get with something that's a bit more invasive, like just a prick and a blood and everything. But I mean, if they can figure out doing it on a wearable, and it meets the major health governing bodies requirements or exceeds it, I guess it'll say that okay, because they still have to get the clearances out. I mean, just as how when with WatchOS they brought hypertension notifications. So if they see your heart rate is suddenly going, and probably you're getting into that category, or irregular heart rates as well. That's actually available in the Middle East for Apple Watch users, but of course you need to make sure you have the latest Apple Watch and the OS. So it's not just only for the Ultra users as well. But I guess people are now seeing that using tech to monitor your health and well-being is becoming a key part in their lives, especially with how lifestyles are. I mean, come on, living in the Middle East, I've lived there. You're still there. You've seen how spoiled.
yeah, we spoil for choice, we spoil for many things, we spoil for with the things, especially with the introduction of all the delivery app services.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
it has become cheaper for you to order food home than go to a grocery, buy food, come back and cook.
Or even going to a restaurant and dining in there as well.
Yeah,
I think.
that's cheaper. So people are looking at things, how they can ease things in life where they don't have to take an effort to do something. They're just like, okay, and they'll find that free time to do something else.
Exactly. Well, it's I guess there's more coming from Whoop, especially after the recent funding round as well. And I think the Middle East is going to be a very, very big focus, especially if you're in Qatar, you probably noticed that they signed a partnership agreement with Qatar Foundation. So for the students who study at Education City, like me, as well, I guess it'll lead to potential career opportunities and as to how to weave in the tech aspects and all. But I wish them well, and I think there's gonna be, you never know. I think we'll wait and see when the performance labs are open, and Khan can just easily get onto Mesherib, onto a train or in a car, and he can go inside and get us a sneak peek. Will you, Khan?
I definitely will be looking forward to that. I'm waiting for it to
Oh, yeah, that's
open up.
good
I
to
think
see.
they said post because of the whole situation that's happening now.
A lot of things have been
It is
pushed back. People I think are looking to go back to their usual routines, and things can really go back to their usual timeline of deliveries as such. Well, I think for our first episode for a new season, I think we've covered a lot in that sense. But I also want to leave people with a little bit of what's sort of coming up. You know, while we've been quiet for so many months, that doesn't mean we didn't work. So I use that more time to at least start reaching out to potential guests and everything. And I want to give people a little update. So I know people remember when we asked about the job hunting episode. So that has taken a turn for a different aspect, as such that given the tech investments, I think we've landed on someone who's actually very keen to talk more about it. Uh, we'll let you guys know when it's going to come out. And at the same time, our next one of our next guests, we're going to record what all the talk about AI has been about chipsets, by NVIDIA, by AMD and Intel and everything. But one thing people actually haven't thought about is, okay, AI generates so much data. Where do you store it?
indeed. I
That's
think
equally important.
exactly. And that's it. We are back. Season 3 is here and it's here to stay. Even though away for not so long, but we're here to stay energized. We got a full season kind of planned. We have the next few episodes, as Yasu said, we'll dive on the full tech floor focus to job hunting. We have some great speakers coming up that can, especially for our tech enthusiasts who are looking for roles in the market. We had a good, not just tech, but in general, Sabine's episode. You can go look back. We can link
I'll
it
put the link in the
somewhere.
description.
And with AI now completely disrupting the market of hiring and how you look at resumes, ATS, and all those things. So our next speakers will be able to speak on that very much on what's happening in the AI business in the region. So glad to be back. Stay geeky, stay curious, and we'll
And stay
see you
foolishly hungry,
foolishly
especially
hungry.
if you have your eyes, ears, nose, and every single part of your sense for the MENA region, whether you're on the ground or up in the air like Khan
Well,
in his pajamas.
it is one much. You're gonna make the most of it. Look after yourself. A lot of health cases are happening across the world as of today, as we speak. So look after yourself, look after your family, your well-being, and to the best, live your life that you can.
Thank you, Khan. And so you've heard your parting words of wisdom from Khan, and I don't have much to say, but stay tuned, subscribe, share this with your family and friends in your network. The more people we at least get to hear and talk about this. And you know what? We also have a website, so give us feedback or tell us about what topics that you'd want us to at least dive deeper and explore more on, focused on the region. Like there's the reason why we started this is because everything talks about the US and all, but people also don't talk about, okay, what is this big brand doing in the region? And that completely goes out from the news cycle. And we tend to go and find out more about it.
Indeed. And if you like to come on and have a chat with us, just reach out to us and we can sort something out for sure.
Exactly. Well, if you want our website, thegeekynomads.com. And shout out to Khan for actually getting that made for us. It's our digital home. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. And yeah, so thank you and ma salama.
Goodbye.